Hello everyone! My name is August and I'm the Children's Librarian at the Central City Library. I'm so excited you joined us for this virtual story time today. You can access all of our online programming at our website www.nolalibrary.org. Today's story time is going to be all about fall, food, and eating. So we'll share some songs, stories, and rhymes, and we're going to get started with this opening song, which is a little bit about story time and a little bit about fall, and it has some motions that you can do along with me. So the song goes to the tune of London Bridge is Falling Down. It's story time, so say hooray, say hooray, say hooray. It's story time, so say hooray and wiggle your fingers. It's fall today, so say hooray, say hooray, say hooray. It's fall today, so say hooray and clap your hands. There's pumpkins and apples, so say hooray, say hooray, say hooray. There's pumpkins and apples, so say hooray and make a circle. It's story time, so say hooray, say hooray, say hooray. It's story time, so say hooray and give yourself a hug. Good job, everyone. Singing with kids is a great way to help prepare them for when they learn to read because singing breaks words down into smaller parts. The opening song that we just sang is also a great example of how you can take a familiar tune and change the words so that you can make up a song about anything. Let's sing another song now about how seeds grow. Fall is the time when we harvest all of the fruits and vegetables that grew from the seeds that we planted in the spring. So this is a song about that entire process. And it's kind of long, but all the words are right here with each of these being a new verse. So this is another song that goes to a familiar tune, The Farmer in the Dell, and it also has some motions that go along with it. So here's how it goes. The farmer sows the seeds, the farmer sows the seeds. Hey ho, the dairy-o, the farmer sows the seeds. And then the next verse. The wind begins to blow, the wind begins to blow. Hey ho, the dairy-o, the wind begins to blow. The rain begins to fall, the rain begins to fall. Hey ho, the dairy-o, the rain begins to fall. Now we need some sun. The sun begins to shine, the sun begins to shine. Hey ho, the dairy-o, the sun begins to shine. A seed is about to start growing. Can you make a seed? The seed begins to grow, the seed begins to grow. Hey ho, the dairy-o, the seed begins to grow. And then it grows so big that it's time to harvest. The farmer cuts the grain, the farmer cuts the grain. Hey ho, the dairy-o, the farmer cuts the grain. The harvest it is in, the harvest it is in. Hey ho, the dairy-o, the harvest it is in. Good job, everyone. And now we're going to hear a story. So this story is one that I adapted and changed a lot from an original Danish folk story called The Fat Cat. You can check out that story. We have a version of it here, retold by Margaret Reed MacDonald, and you can check out all of Margaret Reed MacDonald's excellent story retellings here at the library. We have a few, such as Pickin' Peas, and many more. So you can access all of those through our library catalog and pick them up at any library branch. But this version is one that is entirely new, and it's called The Hungry Horse. And I made up this story to be full of rhymes. Hearing rhymes is also a great way for kids to prepare to learn to read, because again, it helps them hear those smaller sounds in words. And you can play rhyming games with your kids anytime. If it's too hard for kids to come up with the rhyme themselves, like if you ask what rhymes with tree, and that's a little too hard still, you can also say, do a game where you ask your kiddo to pick out the word that rhymes. So, does tree rhyme with boat? Does tree rhyme with me? Yeah. So that's a great way to involve playing with rhymes in your everyday. So, without any more, let's enjoy the story of the Hungry Horse. Once upon a time, a horse and a mouse lived together in a little brown house. Now, this was a great way for them to live because the horse was always hungry and the mouse loved to cook. So one day, the mouse was cooking a big pot of oatmeal, and he decided to go out and get some apples to put in the pot of oatmeal once it was done. "Horse," said the mouse, would you mind watching my pot of oatmeal while I go pick some apples?" "No, of course not," said the horse. But as soon as the mouse's tail disappeared around the edge of the door, that horse gobbled up all of the oatmeal, and he ate the pot too. Now, before too long, the mouse came back and saw that his pot of oatmeal was entirely gone. "Who ate my pot of oatmeal?" cried out the mouse. But by that time, the horse was long gone. He had gone clip-clop, clip-clop, clip-clop on down the road. And he went that way for some while until he came across 2 shoes sitting by a moose. "Well, hello, horse," said the shoes. "How are you doing today?" "I ate a whole pot of oatmeal, and I'm still hungry," said the hungry horse. And without another word, he gobbled up those 2 shoes. Now, before long, the moose that was sitting by the shoes looked over and realized they were gone. "What happened to my shoes?" cried the moose. But by that time, the horse was long gone. He had gone clip-clop, clip-clop, clip-clop on down the road. And he went for some ways until he came across 3 bees sitting in a tree. "Bzzz. Hello, horse. How are you today?" "I've eaten a whole pot of oatmeal and 2 shoes, and I'm still hungry," cried the horse. And without another word, he ate those 3 bees right up. Before too long, the tree looked around and said, "Where are my 3 bees?" But by that point, the horse was long gone. He had gone clip-clop, clip-clop, clip-clop on down the road. And he went for some time until he came to 4 boars, which is kind of like a pig. 4 boars sitting by the seashore. "Hello, horse. How are you today?" said the 4 boars sitting by the shore. "Well, I've eaten 1 pot of oatmeal and 2 shoes and 3 bees, and I'm still hungry," cried the horse. And without another word, he ate those 4 boars right up. After some time passed, the shore looked around and said, "Where are my friends the boars? They were just here." But by that point, the horse was long gone. He'd gone clip-clop, clip-clop, clip-clop on down the road until he came across 5 pies sitting beneath the sky. "Hello, horse. How are you today?" asked the pies. "I've eaten 1 pot of oatmeal, 2 shoes, 3 bees, 4 boars, and I'm still hungry," cried the hungry horse. And he gobbled those 5 pies right up. But what the horse didn't know was that just around the corner watching over those pies from her window was the baker who had baked them. And when she saw that horse gobble up her pies, she rushed out with her magical baking spoon, and she bopped the horse right on the belly. And out came the 5 pies, the 4 boars, the 3 bees, the 2 shoes, and the pot of oatmeal and the pot. And they all went back to where they stayed, and everyone lived happily ever after. Now we're going to do one last rhyme before story time is over today. And this rhyme is all about pumpkins. So I'm going to do it once through and explain the different motions that go along with this rhyme, and then we'll do it another time all in a flow. So here's how it goes. Pumpkin, pumpkin on the ground. So you can make the ground with your arms. How'd you get so big and round? Once you were a seed so small. Can you make a tiny seed? Now you are a great big ball. So make that circle again. Good job. I like to spy you with my eyes. Can you make spy eyes like this? Because someday maybe you'll be a pie. And rub your belly because you get to eat pie. Good job. Okay, let's do it all in a flow. Pumpkin, pumpkin on the ground. How'd you get so big and round? Once you were a seed so small. Now you are a great big ball. I like to spy you with my eyes, because someday, maybe, you'll be a pie. Good job, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to Storytime today. We're now going to close with our goodbye song, which is going to go about the same way as our opening song. We're just going to say, now it's time to say goodbye, instead of it's time for story time. So it will also go to the tune of London Bridge is Falling Down, and we'll have a few motions to go along with it. Now it's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. Now it's time to say goodbye, so wiggle your fingers. Good job. Now it's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. Now it's time to say goodbye, so tap your nose. Good job. Now it's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. Now it's time to say goodbye. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day.